Oh, hi. I don't know how many signs we have left to do. I probably should have checked before we got started, right? Let's just wing it and see what we roll. We did Cancer, I know that. Gemini. Okay, Gemini, I know we haven't done. Ooh, zoned right in. Superior focus for you, Gems. Okay, it's your turn. Let's get started. Let's do it to it as quickly as we can. I did want to make sure I got through all my signs in a spectacular fashion. It just didn't happen that way because life, right? Getting sick, having to travel back to the West Coast, it all happens, and that's just the way it works. But nonetheless, let's make sure that we continue on here. Ew, sorry, here 2 seconds. That's better. Okay, now I feel okay. No, I don't. Wait, what? Okay, we're gonna roll with it, and hopefully everything's all good. Because I feel like I've got it in this side now as well. All right, well, whatever. All right. Hi, Gemini. Let's go. Okay, so this is your general read for November, moving into almost Christmas time. I can't believe we're that close to Christmas. I keep getting text messages from all of my friends, and they're showing me what they're doing with their trees and with their lights. My sister has set up her tree and her lights. That was a weird shuffle. Something to do with Christmas for you. Might be of significance, but decorations, trees, lights, decoration of some sort. It has to go on with the festive season. It's definitely showing up here for you. Also, I am good. I am grounded. David says I am taller. I look taller. I need my girl by the National. That was something that I was channeling here earlier. Not going to select songs. Everything you need to know is in the description box of the video. I don't like the things like I don't do personal readings and check out your sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't your sun sign. But if you don't know your rising, moon, and Venus sign, you can go to a place like Cafe Astrology and check those out. My social media accounts are my personal social media accounts. You won't hear anything from me on those. And I never offer readings anywhere but here and only for free. Because I don't, let's face it, I barely have time to do that sometimes. So, yeah, all right. Cool beans. Let's get started for you. We're going to do past, present, future. We will clarify using the light portion of the Tarot of Light and Shadows. Unless we hit the Cosmic Mirror card, and then we'll have to go into the dark side of things. So let's get started for you here. In fact, no, we will use the shadow side. Because that's what we were supposed to do. That's the order of operations here. All right. Things are a little weird with your shuffles. We're using the Revelations Tarot for you. It's a new deck that I got when I was at my parents' place for Thanksgiving. It's very colorful. That's more like it. It's more like it. Okay. Just for fairness. Nice. He says, I look taller. I can't seem to get my head around it. I keep feeling small and smaller. Oh, it's already happened. We have one face up, one face down. Do you see? We'll go with that. 8 of Cups in reverse. It's something that you had normally walked away from. Reconciliation of some sort in the recent past. Coming back around to something. Returning to something that you had once thought was donezo. Could be in an emotional sense, but more than likely, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. Something that meant something to you, though. So revisiting something of an emotional sense could be a relationship that you thought had ended, rekindled in the recent past. Or it could simply be that there's somebody who resurfaced for you that you had unfinished business with. What else? The Queen of Wands. Aries or Sagittarian, but for the purposes of this card, I'm seeing Leo popping out here a whole lot. Feminine energy. Usually we see this as a feminine energy that's extremely attractive, extremely flamboyant, attention-seeking even. But this could be the person that resurfaced for you in the recent past. Let's see what else. It is a queen. A queen in her own right, somebody who loves the attention Me too. They're coming out in pairs for you. That one flipped to the upright. It was a King of Swords. This is Aquarian energy, usually. That is the counterpart of an Aries, or sorry, of a Leo, as Aquarius energy. Fixed energy, logic, using your intellect over emotion is something that figures strongly here. Almost the need to follow intellect over emotion, intellect over intuition when it comes to this Queen of Wands, who is coming back from the past for reconciliation. But then there's a sense of the Five of Cups here that comes up, concentrating on 3 cups that have spilled over rather than the 2 of abundance that have not spilled their contents. So the need for gratitude in some way, shape, or form. What else for you, Gemini? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. The 2 of Pentacles. So there is a choice. An inherent choice. This is also a time card, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years ago. Could also be signifying, always for me as a reader, somebody who belongs to an association or a club with a button is, or an emblem, insignia of some sort. But the need to weigh out your options and make a choice in between 2 things. Juggling 2 things. While looking back at something with ingratitude or concentrating on things from the past that spilled. But it's super, super important for you to be decisive at this time and use your intellect as opposed to your intuition when it comes to this Queen of Wands character. Leo and Aries. Leo and Aries. There's the Leo, there's the Aries. But it's unfinished business. Something you had walked away from, but you're coming back to it in the recent past. Could be a choice in between a Leo and an Aries, or a choice in between Leo, Aries, or an Aries and Aquarius, or a Leo and an Aquarius. Okay. 7 of Pentacles. There is a delay, a need to wait in the recent past after sowing the seeds that you would have hoped would have gone somewhere in the future. There's suspension here, waiting for ships to come in. Normally, the 7 of Pentacles is waiting for the fruit, the low-hanging fruit, to drop, but it's not quite ripe yet. And so there's a need for patience before making a choice that I see here. I'll read verticals as well, and we will clarify using that shadow portion of the light and shadow. In the present for you, man, your cards are just popping out, and they're coming out in pairs, which is interesting. They're coming out in pairs. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. So you might be having a little bit of difficulty as far as your monetary world goes. Doesn't necessarily have to be your monetary world, though. It could be just your connectedness with your own stability, your sense of stability in the earthly realm. It just not really feeling calm and stable in that. Feeling up in the air. Do you see? Up in the air when it comes to your stability. More than likely because you are having to revisit something that you thought you had walked away from in search of greater emotional fulfillment. And you've had to come out of, with this Hermit here, Virgo, you've come out of a place where you were previously keeping to yourself a little bit more, You may have encountered this Leo or Aries individual when you did finally come out of that space of introspection and solitude. You've learned a truth in the present, and you're ready to go embark on a journey. I'm getting here. There's a journey that you're embarking upon now because you have gained illumination. Yet you still don't feel stable in the earthly realm. What else, gems? Whoa. We do have a flipper here. And we have something that came out. I told you they're coming out in twos. There's a truth. Yeah, there's a truth that you learned while you were in solitude. Now that you come out into the world after a time of solitude with that illumination, there's truth, there's equilibrium, there's fairness, there's justice. It's required. Has to do with following your intellect over your intuition. You might normally be used to following your intuition, but here it's about being fair, balanced, just. Could have to do with the criminal justice system as well. There's a truth that you've learned that has to do with something of a legal sense. But it's about fairness. It's about what is fair and right and steady, the steady hand I'm getting here. Do you see? Do you see the steady hand and the evenness of this? Let's see what this one is. Page of Wands. There is fiery communication that happens. Somebody might be telling you that you should have gratitude for a situation, or you could be passionately expressing a lack of gratitude over something, or passionately expressing your upset over a loss of some sort. Grief, loss, abandonment of some nature. Or your displeasure over a feeling of injustice. But it is quite passionate. I'm getting here that it's righteous. This expression is rather righteous. This communication is very righteous. So if it's angry, it's righteous anger. And there is a massive difference in between righteous anger and just outright rage that has no logic to it whatsoever. You definitely are expressing things logically here. Or there's somebody who's beseeching you to follow logic. There could be somebody also here who has a message that is inspired or inspirational for you. They're trying to demonstrate to you, to show you the way. Show you the way. Show you the right way to do something, to balance something out in between air and fire, to stoke the flames. What else in the present for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Five of Wands, conflict. There is conflict. So this passionate communication, whether it be angry or it be inspired, is going to stoke conflict, probably because there is a choice that has to be made in the past. It has to do with this choice. It could be two people fighting because there is an option, or there is a choice that needs to be made. Fighting within yourself over two options of some sort. Seems this is a career reading. We have a lot of pentacles. There's only one cup. There's two cups, actually. There's the Eight of Cups in the reverse and the Five of Cups in the upright, but everything else is pentacles out here. And the Page of Swords. Okay. Somebody's watching this happen. Somebody's watching you kick off. Or this is impulsive, quick communication. A silver tongue. Yeah, it's a silver tongue. Because you're impatiently waiting. Getting tired of waiting for somebody to make a decision about something. And there's conflict. You're cutting people with your words. It's not serving your highest good. You're telling people I'm good, I'm grounded. I'm good, I am grounded. Davy says that I look taller. Are you trying to compare yourself to somebody else in the eyes of somebody? Davy says that I look taller. I'm better, I'm better, I'm better, I'm better. I'm hearing that over here. I look taller. Compared to ... Because the choice is there. And you're waiting. No waiting for the decision to come through. Well, there's conflict. And you're fighting with somebody about the choices. So you're saying, I'm the one who's the better one. I'm better. I'm better. I'm better than the other choice. You're arguing with somebody about being the better option. 3 cards this time. Okay. In the future, gems, we have the need to heal, the need for introspection, the need for meditation, to ground, center, to enter a dreamlike state after a reconciliation of some sort of an emotional sense, or somebody returning from your past and you not necessarily feeling that you have everything to offer, or you not feeling stable in your emotional world, rather not your emotional world. I can't believe I just said that, but that might be of significance to someone. Your earthly world, your monetary world, your financial world, your career, a need to go within and really meditate and find that truth again. You thought you had it up there in the present with the Hermit, but you don't, because you're going right back into a 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords follows the 3 of Swords, where we have heartbreak that we have to heal from. This is sleeping it off under the tree. Yeah. Yeah, because you have a 10 of Cups in the reverse. Because you don't necessarily have the emotional fulfillment and the happy home life that you might have expected at this point. You understand there's a reason why. You understand that there's a greater purpose for that. And that there's focus and respite and rest required before you can gain that. Or something within yourself that you need to reconcile. And before you can achieve union with somebody else. Sandwiched in between the 4 of Swords and the Hermit. In the future, you realize there's things that you have to reconcile within yourself before you can reconcile with somebody else. And before you can reconcile your own earthly stability and move on to achieving legacy. You know that it's right and fair and good. You intellectually know that. It doesn't have to be intuitive. You know intellectually that that's what's just. You couldn't move forward with somebody because of that. You know that in the future. King of Cups in the reverse, intellect over intuition. Scorpionic energy, Piscean and Scorpionic energy. This is happening during Pisces season, where you're realizing for yourself that your intellect must come before your intuition when you act on these scenarios. That it's important for you to emerge from a truth with illumination. And what is fair? You have to be fair. This is an inner truth. And it's about balance, achieving balance. Your Libra energy there as well with that Queen of Swords. I don't think I called that. Libra season is when you learn this. Although Libra season has passed and we're like now moved on to Sag season. Gemini, Sun, rising Venus. We have a flipper here that I'll take. This is way too many. We have Pentacles, Capricorn energy. Yeah, we're moving towards your stability. You're trying to achieve creature comforts in your home space, luxury for yourself. Trying to find ambition and determination and earthly pleasure and the balance of earthly pleasure. Where that comfort lies for yourself. You're inspired by this in someone. But you realize that intellect has to rule at the end of the day over intuition. There's conflict that arises within you because you can't achieve this for yourself sometimes. But in the future, you realize that there are steps, inspirational steps moving forward that you have to take. There has to be a passion in your communication in order for you to achieve this. It doesn't want to, I can't pick it up almost. Yeah, the moon, you're coming out of confusion about something. There's something in the dreamlike state as well. Where there was once conflict over decisions that you needed to make, you will be coming out of confusion. It could be that you have a Capricorn individual, who's specifically a female Capricorn, or bringing comforts into your home and luxury into your home will help you to achieve some sense of peace where you finally are able to clear away some confusion. Piscean energy, for the purposes of this card, usually I read the moon as a Cancerian card, and these would then be divine counterparts, Cancer and Capricorn. But you do realize that you have to enter a dreamlike state, and through your dreams you can clear away conflict, but there's confusion there. The confusion is clearing in the future. The confusion about specific conflict and specific choices in the past is clearing in the future, probably through dreams, nightmares even. More than likely nightmares, this seems to be a malevolent moon as opposed to a benevolent moon. Seems tumultuous, even though the clearing of confusion happens when the moon is in the reverse. But creating yourself a space of comfort will help you to determine where your ambition lies, where you feel passionate about something, so that you can address those things that haunt you in the night. Could have to do with family, has to do with your intuition deeply, even though everything screams about intellect, intellect, intellect here. I mean, you are a dichotomous energy in and of itself, being a Gemini. The flipper here, 3 of Swords in the reverse, yeah. So your future is sandwiched with healing. You have the 4 of Swords in the upright, the 3 of Swords in the reverse, healing. Coming out of heartbreak, pain, suffering. Could it be that your impetuousness and impulsivity and the words that you lash out with in the past and in the present are the result of an attempt to heal through self-expression? You're just going about it the wrong way. Confusion is, why can't I just heal? Why can't I just get better? Because it's a deep inner work. You're screaming out. But the real work happens here in the 4 of Swords, when you're sleeping it off. When you're sleeping it off, the confusion lifts. You have to achieve comfort in order for that to happen. It's in your heart space. It's in your heart space. Chakra, heart space. Heart chakra, heart chakra. Heart chakra. Heart chakra meditations. Crown chakra meditations. Throat chakra meditations. Chakra work, chi clearing. You're going to do some energy clearing. Now, it's also about taking responsibility for your own healing instead of putting it on everybody else, though, too. See, this person's like almost getting their hands are bound, and they're having, it's like, yeah, my hands are tied. Yeah, well, I'm going to cut them. I'm going to cut the ties that bind here with a sword so that you can now do the active healing work yourself. High Priestess, secrets. intuition, the hidden side of the intuition. Piscean energy. Interestingly enough, this is your sign, the Roman numerals of 2. Deep inner knowing. We see it here. You attempt it twice. You come out of it believing that you have a deep inner knowing with the Hermit in reverse in the present. You emerge with the Truth with the Queen of Swords in the upright with that Libran energy. But then here in the future, you're going back into a Four of Swords. Meditation, the need for meditation and rest. To really find out what your inner truth really is after heartbreak. There's healing. There's immense healing that's required here. You're trying to think it. You're trying to intellectualize everything. You're trying to brain your way through something that requires intuition. In the past, it might have worked well for you. It might have been extremely effective for you to approach things from an intellectual perspective. You can't think it into being, though. It's something that you have to do deep inner work on, of a spiritual nature. Spiritual nature. Piscean season is of significance for you. Okay, let's clarify. We're going to use the shadow side of the Tarot of Light and Shadows until we hit, if we hit a cosmic mirror, in which case in these decks, that's the golden rules that we will have to switch, and we will have to shed light on the situation and switch over to the light side of things. I think that you've been spending a lot of time trying to shed light on things, but doing so from a very, very logical perspective. And logic has served you well over the years, but you need to start looking at things with balance. And balance means going ahead and approaching things with intuition, since you have been leaning so heavily on the intellect here. There's something about a reconciliation in the past that caused this to come about. So now that the rubbers meet in the road, the healing work has to take place from an intuition and from a spiritual place. Not from an intellectual space where everything is all brain work. Can't all be brain work all the time. Sometimes it's energy. Energy alone, you know. Let's see. What do we got? I just need to pause for a sec here. Sorry. All right. Oh, we have to twist for fairness. We have to twist for fairness. Okay. Let's see about this reconciliation or this unfinished business with the Eight of Cups in the past for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The Two of Cups. It was over a union. You might have met up with somebody when this reconciliation occurred, or that's how this unfinished business is coming to play. It's like you were hoping to meet up with somebody. Tell me more. You didn't meet up with somebody, perhaps? Well, no, because it's not in the reverse. Two of Wands. You couldn't wait any longer, or they couldn't wait any longer. There's impatience here. Perhaps this Queen of Wands was impatient and could not wait. Oh, twos again. Yeah, and so you had a choice to make. Here we go with that Two of Pentacles. And we have the King of Cups in the reverse again. They made a choice. This Queen of Wands made a choice. They chose. Could have been that they made an intellectual choice not to move forward. Scorpio or Piscean energy. Intellect. They followed their intellect. It was a logical choice they made on their part. They had options and they did not choose to go with you, or vice versa. It could have been you. This is 3 cards. Here we go. Ooh. Six of Cups in the reverse. The Tower. You were shocked by this. It ended up being finished. It ended up being finished. It was shocking to you. It was shocking to you. Scorpio energy again. One of the choices was a Scorpionic person or during Scorpio season, which means it was a very recent past. Ended up being that something was finished. Fixed energy of Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus. Left you feeling like you're looking back at these cups that have spilled over as opposed to the two that you have that are intact. Totally off balance. Childhood wishes, goals, dreams that were not realized. That's why it was a choice. It was one of the choices that you held on to and juggled for so long. Who knows? Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Summertime. Those summer nights and summertime sadness. So we have a little bit of Grease. We have a little bit of Lana Del Rey. Summertime sadness. Kiss me hard before you go. Kiss me hard before you go. Summertime sadness. I just wanted you to know that, baby, you're the best. I got my red dress on tonight. Dancing in the dark in the pale moonlight. Throw my hair up real big beauty queen style. My heels off, I'm feeling alive. I gotta blow up that candle because it's very, very hot. The moon, but you were confused. You didn't understand why you weren't chosen. You're very impatient about this too. You wanted the answers and you couldn't get them. Of two minds. Being of two minds, I get that with the Two of Pentacles and the moon. Because the moon here, we have two sides. Dancing in the dark in the pale moonlight. Dancing in the dark in the pale moonlight. Dreamlike state. Something that's hidden in the darkness. And you just had to wait in the darkness. In the past. I really gotta blow that candle out. Oh my God, I feel it in the air. Telephone wires above are ceiling. Honey, I'm on fire. I feel it everywhere. Nothing scares me anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, so April. The 4th of the month. And the 4th of significance. Chariot. There was no movement forward for you in the future here. You had 2 cards of Cancer that'll just come up. Somebody with Cancer in their chart, or you have Cancer in your chart. You could be a Gemini, Cancer, Casper. But you're not moving forward. It's actually right on your 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. You can't move forward. You can't progress. You're not sure why. You're in suspended animation when it comes to your worldly progress. And what is this, truth? Oh, fuck. That scared the shit out of me. This is my dishwasher. It's fine. I'm not used to that yet. I haven't gotten used to my dishwasher yet. Usually I have my earbuds on, so I can't hear the trains because they're annoying. What is this truth? There's a truth, a shocking revelation maybe about yourself. Maybe that's something that was illuminated to you when you were in solitude, was something that was startling to you. 9 of Wands. You were too defensive? Did you shoot yourself in the foot because you were too defensive? Tell me more. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. You were too defensive? This is in the shadows. The shadows isn't all they make it out to be. Like cold chamber. Light in the shadows isn't all it is isn't all they make it out to be. Past and the future. It really doesn't be. 5 of Pentacles. Feeling left out in the cold because you put yourself out in the cold. You feel left out in the cold because you feel like you shot yourself in the foot. Because you put up your guard, you were defensive. So now you feel left out in the cold. However, it isn't so much of a reality as it is an illusion, typically. What is with this Queen of Swords? What is the truth? What is the truth? What is the balance? What is the equilibrium? What is the justice piece here? I saw too many to have flipped. No, it's just two. The Four of Swords. You refused to heal. You were coming out of healing? You were coming out of healing. The Emperor in the reverse. As you were coming out of healing, you felt there was a tyrannical Aries energy, a tyrannical father figure. Or the truth is that there's something about leadership energy here, fear-mongering, warlike energy. Mars, Aries, April, 4, 4. We have 4, 4. April 4th. Balance, justice, equilibrium, April 4th. The father, the tyrannical father, April 4th. Healing, coming out of healing and realization, the truth, fairness, and justice. And then the passionate communication. This is probably making no fucking sense to you whatsoever. I'm just doing it and channeling and reading cards. Twos again. We're getting twos. We're getting pairs of twos. There's your Queen of Swords again. You're communicating this. You're communicating. Ooh. We have a pair. The Queen of Swords, King of Swords. Passionate communication here has to do with divine counterparts. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, Aquarius, Libra. Balance. Somebody passionately calling to you about balance and fairness and justice and equilibrium. But intellect, the use of intellect and intuition on an even keel. That you have to do this on an even keel, and if you don't, then, you know, you're kind of damned to repeat a cycle. The mother and the father. Conflict. Conflict over balancing the two. Honey, I'm on fire. Honey, I'm on fire with that Five of Wands. It's just all fire. Knight of Cups in reverse. You couldn't communicate something passionately, romantically and poetically like you wanted to. You were conflicted. Because somebody else, or because you couldn't take action in the present the way we want to. Can't take action, so you communicate impulsively with a quicksilver tongue. That's right, with a silver tongue, not quicksilver tongue. You want to come in quicksilver energy, but you can't. So you lash out with a silver tongue. What is it that you say in the present, Gemini? Again with the twos, make a choice. You're demanding a choice. The Lovers, that's your card. You're demanding a choice in love. Results in heartbreak. You're either demanding a choice in love, or you're saying, why didn't you choose me, to somebody. Or expressing your heartbreak over not being chosen. Or expressing pain in love with a silver tongue. Or letting somebody down and causing heartbreak because of a choice that you're making in love. Tell us about the future here in the Four of Swords. Oh, did we get a flip? No, we didn't get a flip. What is this meditation going to teach you? The Four of Wands and the Five of Cups. The need for gratitude. Recognizing that you cannot continue to dwell on the diminished cups here. You have to look at the ones that have contents within them, so that you can build firm foundations. 4 is a significance here massively. April 4th, April 4th, April 4th. Might this Queen of Wands be in Aries? The birthday of April 4th. Or something happened during Aries season, April 4th. Firm foundations. You've learned that you cannot create firm foundations without recognizing. Interestingly enough, hey, in this 5 of Cups, you actually have 4 cups that are full. Normally in a 5 of Cups, in any deck of tarot cards, you have 3 cups that are spilled, 2 that are full. And in this deck, we have 4 cups that are full and 1 that is large and empty. Huh. Equilibrium. Firm foundations. You have to build firm foundations. You can't just rush in. Rush in? For the 10 of Cups in the reverse, we end up with our 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. You feel like a lack of happy home life or a lack of emotional fulfillment. The zenith of emotional fulfillment is linked to a lack of legacy. It's like you can't have one without the other. But that's a feeling rather than a reality. It's not true. Because we have an invitation for the need for intellect over intuition here. Or you are sitting in intellect over intuition far too much. Tell me more. Tell me more, tell me more. I just keep on hearing that something during the summertime. Summertime sadness I also hear as well. The Devil in the reverse. We're right on the Capricorn card in the upright, and we have temptation. Excess in the future. In the summertime, there is an, okay, so in the summertime, there's a need for you to watch for imbibing too much. Could be that luxury and comfort to you mean indulging in excess. You could disregard intellectually, you could feel that having comfort and luxury and enjoying the baser side of human instinct or worldly pleasures means that you are delving into temptation or excess. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Intellectually, you might believe it to be true. Intuitively, you might know that isn't true and that there is balance that can be achieved. What we have here is we have balance in between Capricorn energies. The dark side of Capricorn, the light side of Capricorn. Right? How do you balance those two? If you have Capricorn in your chart, you might be looking to balance those two in between. How do I achieve comfort, luxury, determination, passion without you know, enjoying the worldly side of myself without becoming excess, without leaning into excess too much, right? You know? What is this confusion that's lifting for you? What do we see there? Okay. You've been lying to yourself about this in particular. You've been lying to yourself about something, or you've been dishonest with somebody about something. And it's time to come forward and tell the truth. Or you've not been fair to yourself in some manner. What? What of it? Page of Swords in the upright with the Hierophant. You did not speak the truth. You were unfair to a Taurus. You might have lashed out, or there could be somebody watching you with the intent to marry, or something about religion, philosophies of a belief system traditionalist belief systems, philosophies, long-held, highly structured philosophies. You're attacking these, or those are coming under attack, or you've attacked them in the past. Or you've looked on as others have been observing these. You might have also not been true to yourself about the institution of marriage or traditionalist belief systems or philosophies. And finally, you come back in with that Page of Wands again. Inspired communication, passionate communication, right, and good communication after healing heartbreak. Yeah. The matchstick of the divine. Inspiration, passionate communication, the passionate beginning of something new. That was real quick. It's taken you a lot of healing to get there. You have to pull into balance. You're either too much in your intellect or too much in your intuition, but I feel you're too much in your intellect. You're trying to logic out things that need a feel instead of a logic. There's a massive lack of balance here. All I see is lack of balance, lack of balance, lack of balance, lack of balance. Lack of balance. That's going to be the name of your reading, lack of balance. All right. Let's get you some no bullshit advice. We'll pull you an affirmation, and then we'll give you some magnetic poetry and be done with it, yeah? This is a real quick read. Gemini. This was a really quick read. I need to blow those candles out. I can see those wicks. And if I can see the wicks through the candle and the liquid, that's a problem. April 4th. April 4th. Okay. We'll pull 3 for you if we can. Tell us, what does Gemini need to hear? No bullshit advice. Okay. Okay. One more? Okay, good. No fuss, no muss. So we have some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. Okay? Alright? You are the best thing that ever happened to you. Go easy on your ass. Buy your own damn drink. Okay? And you need a good fucking cry. Get the ugly cry on. Let that shit go. Your soul will thank you. Yeah, healing. Healing. There's so much healing in the future here that needs to happen. It's going to happen during Pisces season. So when I'm talking about April 4th, that's like, 2 weeks after Pisces season. So that's really, really like a big deal for you. The healing that needs to happen here, that coming into balance, it's going to happen during Pisces season more than likely. What do we have for an affirmation for you? Get you through until December 20th, 21st. Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Come on, tell me. Let's see. So that by the time the summer comes, it's not a summertime sadness type thing. We sure hope not. Gemini, what do we got? What's your affirmation? Well, I'm going with the 1, not the 2 that's stuck together. I am loved. I am loved. Yeah, we all are by somebody. I mean, we're not all completely unlovable human beings. And you might think that sometimes if you're alone. Often, sometimes you can even be in relationships and feel alone. It's not until you're really true with yourself and you really stop lying to yourself in relationships that you finally do find a situation where you do really feel loved in a relationship. And after you've come to terms with loving yourself, within you, without you, right? Yeah, I'm loved. You got to keep telling yourself that until you believe it. And maybe it should start with you, right? Change happens with you. That's true. That was not supposed to rhyme. Okay, all right. Let's stop being annoying now. Okay, let's get your poetry for Gemini. Gemini. And I mean, if this was totally out of the realm of possibility for you, you should probably check it. Your rising, moon, and Venus sign. Kiss me hard before you go. Okay, so there's an initial here. S is the initial. I told you, heart space, didn't I? I told you, I fucking told you. Anyway, thank you for watching, Gems. I appreciate every single one of you who tunes in, even after I dick around or I'm too busy to post. Please come back and check it out next time I do your read. I was going to do love readings, but everything didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. So I'll more than likely just jump right into December's readings as quickly as I can after I finish all the other signs. Have a fantastic rest of the month. And if I don't see you before Christmas time, have a happy holiday season. However, I highly doubt that's going to be the case. I'm going to try and get everything done so I can also have a holiday. Anyway, take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Yeah, it's like a whole thing. Look at all this. Look at all the things here. Yeah, we went dark all over this, didn't we? We did. We totally did. Anyway, bye.